my office here in Ottawa, on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. Avant de prendre les questions, je veux dire quelques mots sur le projet de loi C3. Hier soir, le Sénat a terminé son examen projet de loi et C3 a reçu la sanction royale. This is a government bill, but it owes its existence to Rona Ambrose, the former member of Parliament for Sturgeon River Parkland and the former leader of the official opposition. I spoke to Ms. Ambrose last evening, and she was absolutely delighted with the passage of this bill, but like the rest of us, she recognizes the work that needs to be done moving forward. Ms. Ambrose's private member's bill, C-337, was the foundation for this legislation. The simple truth is that her bill should have passed 2 years ago. We committed to ensuring that it would, as government legislation. Rona's ongoing support and collaboration were important to getting this bill through the parliamentary process, and I want to thank her personally for her commitment to this issue and to this legislation. Ce projet de loi signale deux messages très importants aux survivants et aux survivantes d'agressions sexuelles et à tous les Canadiens. D'abord, vous pouvez être assuré que notre système de justice doit vous traiter équitablement et respectueusement. Mais aussi que les cas d'agression sexuelle seront considérés sans influence de mythes et de stéréotypes. Les amendements à la loi sur les juges et au code criminel implantés par cette nouvelle législation sont nécessaires depuis longtemps. D'abord, les candidats souhaitant être nommés dans les cours supérieures provinciales devront accepter de recevoir de la formation continue. Ces formations portent sur les lois sur les agressions sexuelles et le contexte social, incluant la discrimination et le racisme systémique, qui feront partie des critères d'éligibilité pour tous les candidats. Ces changements reflètent l'engagement de notre gouvernement envers un système de justice plus à même de saisir la nature complexe des agressions sexuelles et les nombreux facteurs sociaux qui influencent les relations d'individus avec la justice. We will work hand in hand with the Canadian Judicial Council and the National Judicial Institute, a world-leading institution in judicial training, who will ensure that this training is of the very highest quality. Second, judges are now required to provide written reasons or enter them into the record when deciding sexual assault matters. This will ensure greater accountability and transparency and help build confidence in our judicial system. These changes will help ensure that survivors of sexual assault are treated with respect and with dignity in their interactions with the criminal justice system. These amendments fully respect the principle of judicial independence, which is critical to public confidence and a core constitutional principle. Et comme j'ai dit en anglais, nous allons travailler avec le Conseil canadien de la magistrature et avec l'Institut qui vont fournir les formations aux juges qui viennent d'être nommés. We expect that these changes will have a broad and positive impact that reach beyond sexual assault matters. Judges will benefit from new tools and perspectives that they can apply in all of their work. Ensemble, nous allons continuer de travailler afin de transformer le système de justice criminelle pour qu'il soit plus accessible et plus efficace. Nous avons tous un rôle à jouer si nous voulons bâtir le Canada comme il devrait être. Un pays inclusif, diversifié et juste. Merci. Thank you.
Et nous allons maintenant prendre les questions. En commençant par les questions au téléphone. Tu m'appelles les journalistes. Une question de suivi. We'll now take questions, starting with questions on the phone. A quick reminder to reporters, one question, one follow-up. Operator, do we have a first question?
Thank you, merci. Please press star one at this time if you have a question. S'il vous plaît, appuyez sur étoile maintenant pour poser une question. There are no questions registered at this time. Nous n'avons pas de questions pour le moment.
Okay, we'll take questions in the room. Nous allons prendre les questions ensemble.
Good morning, Minister Rathman Buchanan, CBC News. Can you speak to whether or not this will be an awkward bill to give royal assent to, given that there is no Governor General right now, so it has to receive assent from the bench, and it involves the bench?
My understanding is that it happened already by declaration last night at around 7 p.m. We obviously in asking the Chief Justice of Canada to step in for the Governor General have assured that there aren't any conflicts, and he has felt from the beginning that he is comfortable in his role as acting Governor General in giving assent to government legislation. I can also add, as I have said in my remarks, that we have cooperated with the Canadian Judicial Council and the National Judicial Institute, and we will continue to do so. And we've bent over backwards in this bill to make sure that the principle of judicial independence is not only respected, but allowed to flourish.
Okay, and if I may ask a follow-up on an unrelated matter, a couple of weeks ago, our colleagues asked the Prime Minister whether there was further studying going on about Bill 21 and whether the federal government might indeed intervene now that it looks like it's going to the higher court. He said at the time that they had just received word about the Quebec Superior Court decision, so they were still looking into it. Have you since looked into it, and what is your conclusion?
Well, it was a long decision, and of course we have studied the bill, and we've continued to study the bill, and we continue to follow events. But we are not a party to that litigation. It is Quebecers who are challenging the legislation of the government of Quebec, and we will continue to not be a party to that legislation.
So are you shutting the door to intervening then?
I am giving no opinion whatsoever, but as I said, this is something we have said a number of times is a Quebec matter. It is Quebecers who are challenging that piece of legislation as it moves forward, and we're not a party to it.
I'll now check if we have a question on the phone. Operator, do we have a question?
Thank you. Merci. The first question is from Teresa Wright, the Canadian Press. Please go ahead.
Hello, and thank you for taking our questions. Minister Lametti, perhaps can you tell me what will be the next steps for the provinces and territories when it comes to this bill? Will they have to follow suit?
Well, again, this bill only applies to federally appointed Superior Court judges across Canada. We are hoping that provinces will follow suit. And we are hoping to be able to work with them and with the National Judicial Institute to ensure that all judges receive this kind of training. Certainly, it would be a good thing. But we will certainly work with the provinces and the National Judicial Institute to make this training as widely available as possible.
Follow-up?
And I'm wondering. Yes, and I know that this bill only applies to judges who will be appointed, going forward, and I understand why that is the case. But are you not concerned that this could create sort of a two-tier system with some federally appointed judges who, for example, have to give written responses for their decisions and others that don't, and what impact that could have on the justice system?
Well, I think it's fair to say that the superior courts are a benchmark court. They are courts of inherent general jurisdiction, which the geeky lawyers will understand what I mean by that. And so we look to our superior courts for leadership. And I think as a federal government working with the National Judicial Institute, we are continuing to provide that leadership with respect to training of newly appointed judges. We're hoping that will have, in direct response to your question, a positive impact on other courts and currently sitting judges on all courts, because this training will be available to everybody. We can't force judges who are currently sitting to undergo training, but we do hope that this will create a positive environment to receive that training, and hopefully we will, with time in particular, have a much better equipped bench that will instill confidence in Canadians.
Operator, next question.
Thank you, merci. La prochaine question est de Boris Proulx, Le Devoir. La parole est à vous.
Bonjour, M. Lametti. J'avais une question sur le projet de loi C10, si vous le voulez bien. Je me demandais si, étant donné qu'il y a eu des doutes de certains de vos collègues au Parlement sur des restrictions sur la liberté d'expression que peut amener ce projet de loi-là, je me suis demandé si vous avez été consulté en tant que ministre de la Justice au moment de la rédaction du projet de loi ou la rédaction des amendements qui ont été proposés hier par votre parti pour avoir des garanties à l'effet que le projet de loi n'enfreint pas les libertés fondamentales du Canada comme la liberté d'expression.
Ben, je vais laisser les réponses à mon collègue Stephen Guilbeault. Je peux vous dire que ce que M. Guilbeault a répété à plusieurs reprises, le but du projet de loi, ce n'est pas de restreindre les libertés des Canadiens et des Canadiennes, surtout pas la liberté d'expression. En tant que ministre de la Justice, j'ai fourni un avis sur la compatibilité avec la Charte canadienne. On va surveiller ce qui se passe lors du travail du comité et puis je laisse la place à mon collègue pour répondre aux autres questions.
Merci. Et dans tous les autres projets de loi dont vous êtes le parrain, j'aimerais savoir lequel va être priorisé maintenant au niveau législatif là, dans l'agenda gouvernemental?
Ben, pour moi, ces projets sont tous des priorités, je dois avouer, soit le projet de loi sur les thérapies de conversion, soit le projet de loi sur la Déclaration des Nations Unies, soit la réforme du droit pénal et les peines minimales, soit la réforme sur l'efficacité du système judiciaire en répondant aux défis de la COVID-19. Ce sont tous des priorités pour moi. Je vais travailler évidemment avec le leader pour que ces projets de loi soient bien terminés jusqu'à la fin.
Operator, next question.
Thank you. Merci. There are no further questions registered at this time. Nous n'avons plus de questions pour le moment.
Ceci met fin à la conférence de presse. This concludes the press conference. Thank you.
Merci. Thank you.